What have your lives been after losing Jonathan?
Um, it's not the same since my nephew's life was taken away. It's not been the same. We lived it up day by day, but in my case, it's not the same.
It's a void, like someone is missing, like a void,
Yes,
and then whatever they contributed to life, I guess, if it was a laughter today, or maybe a phone call, or
yes.
some money, or some food, or whatever, you don't get that. So it's lonely, kind of like I miss my, I miss. So it's kind of like one of those still at that point, which is understandable. Um, how do you feel towards the officers?
Ah, it's I feel angry,
That's fine.
angry because it's not been the first life we took away.
Okay.
It's the second, so it's I feel angry because he was supposed to be working by the church.
So this is not the first tragedy.
No, this is not the first one. It's
So
the
just a
second one.
deeper cut.
Yeah,
Just way deeper.
yeah.
I think yeah, same. I feel a lot of exhaustion of having to convince that my cousin did not deserve 22 gunshots. I feel like how can a person act like such a how can this officer act like such a savage monster and shoot an unarmed individual 22 times, and then before that shoot another human being 17 times, and intentionally leave his body on the ground to suffer and die slowly? What went through that person's head who never who never knew my cousin the way I knew, who never grew up with him, who never lived with him, who just judged him based on his appearance, based on what he thought he was, based on his own preconceptions of what my cousin was, and he decided to shoot him like an animal and shoot him 22 times. So I'm very angry that that happened. I'm very angry that other people are not as outraged. I'm very angry that he's not here. Jonathan was my age, and I remember my dad telling me like probably like a week, 2 weeks before he died, he's like, oh, like Jonathan came, we're gonna have a carne asada and etc. And like that never happened because somebody decided to brutally murder him in such a savage way, such a horrible way. And so I don't think anybody deserves to die in that matter. I know in my heart that Jonathan was a good person, that he was a loving father, that he was a good human being, and it's so sad that we have to keep saying that to convince people. I shouldn't have to convince people that it's not okay to shoot an unarmed individual, an unarmed human being 22 times.
Since you said that, I guess I'll change my what I was going to say. Do you feel as if the communities don't understand, or do you feel like they are numb? Like, is it so sad that people don't flinch about brutality towards other humans, or do you think it's specific to Browns?
I think it's specific to black and brown people. I think our lives are devalued, and I think that we are not seen as worthy of a second chance a lot of times. And so I think a lot of us have internalized our own oppression, and a lot of people have come to buy that idea that we are not worthy enough, that it was our fault that we were killed, that it was our fault that we were shot 22 times. And so I think it comes down to how black and brown people are constantly devalued. And even after Jonathan Cornel was shot, the media immediately vilified him, immediately sought, intentionally looked for something to make it justifiable to shoot somebody 22 times. So I think it's a combination of both, that we see it so many times, that it's so common that this officer shot 2 people in 1 year. That's how common it was. One person shot him 17 times and my cousin 22 times. That's how common it is.